It's a good example of the Deco boat lift. Now, they sell 1 million of these things, but the reality of it is an extremely poorly made lift. First of all, the installation, the pilings are not wrapped. That means the piling's good for maybe 10 to 12 years. All pilings are basically tree trunks. There's a fat end, which should go up, and a skinny end, which should go down, but here they've got it backwards. The skinny end's up. These are galvanized bolts. These will rust apart. But here's the silliest part. The boat sits on a full-length bunk, usually, which means the bunk is 12 feet long and it supports the whole way to the hull. But here on the Deco, that's what supports the boat. It's basically a composite piece of 4x4, and that supports the entire way to the hull. You can see right here really clearly it's cracked right there. But what's even sillier is people change boats. So you set this boat up, this lift up for a guy, a little bit long. A year later he changes boats and I need to adjust this thing and scoot it out a little bit because it doesn't fit the new boat. Now here's the threaded rod that Deco uses. That is a stainless steel nut. That is impossible to adjust. So what happens is we have to take a Sawzall, cut this thing off completely, take it to a machine shop and have the whole thing remanufactured. This is as dumb as it possibly gets. But they sell 1 million of these, but there is no way you can ever adjust this. So this is buying a boat lift that can never be adjusted. Here's another silly thing. 99% of the industry uses an I-beam. This is called a box beam. These two holes are there so that when you drop this in the water, every time you take this out, you drop this part in the water and it fills with salt water in order to sink. You can see that's all the salt crystal that's all built up inside there. So what we see is, I start to see it happening where this part of the lift would come. Look at this. This thing's going to come apart and this guy's going to have to buy a whole new beam. It's like a submarine lift. A submarine has to fill with seawater in order to submerge. The Deco boat is the same thing. This is all welded. This is as silly as it gets. It's an incredibly poorly made boat lift. But they sell 1 million of them.